All right, we're back out here today. Here, for the people who are worried, I've got multiple plastic bags over this, Ziploc baggies, and duct tape. And I've got a weld-through blanket. And then I'll also be putting a piece of steel across here, so anything that falls. But there's no fumes. This is the cap on here is like brand new, and it's sealed really well, so I mean, if I'm gonna blow up today, I guess it was meant to be. So I was gonna show you this real quick. You guys have probably seen this, done it, not a big deal. But if you've got stuff like weld-through primer, and this is not, well it is, but it's not like your zinc stuff. That zinc stuff it gets, all the thick zinc gets stuck at the bottom. They suggest that you hold these upside, or not hold them upside down, but store them upside down so all that zinc doesn't sit at the bottom. So another thing that you want to do, I'm hoping you're seeing this. Like I said, I've had problems with, this. So another thing that you want to do is shake these cans really good. Well, for me, I use that. And it might seem silly, but you'll see how it works when I'm done here. You want to keep this end pretty far away from that. That ought to do it. And I'm just going to leave it right there and just go. Well, that didn't work. How about duct tape? Sometimes that works. That didn't work this time. So we'll get a little bit more medieval on it. Alright, I'd say that's probably pretty good. I'll just use the saw itself to rip that off there. And that should be good. Just a little trick. Especially on the thicker stuff. This probably wasn't that bad, but some of that zinc weld-through primer is something else. So I watched a video, so let me just say I love 3M and I trust them. They've been fantastic in all of their stuff. They do everything by ICAR standards and whatever the standards are. I think it's ICAR or whatever. So everything has to be just so for safety and the whole thing. So there's a video out now because we had this discussion whether you should weld through primer or not, because it's called weld through primer. So everybody's like, well, yeah, you're supposed to weld through it. Well, some people say, no, you're supposed to scrape it away. Well, that was kind of a point of contention there for a bit. Well, right now on YouTube, 3M's got a video and it basically tells you how to use weld through. And it says it's basically weld through is only for doing stuff like this, like a lap. So you put it in between the lap and then you scrape away your hole that you've made, in your part and you weld through it. So you don't actually weld through the primer, you scrape that area away. It's what the guy says. Now there's several ways to do this. They've got the pinch welders too, but he's specifically talking about these lap joints like this. And you can see here, I taken an 1/8 inch. This is an 1/8 inch hole and welded through it. It's tough as it can be. It ripped the metal completely in half, didn't come off. 1/8 inch is tiny. That's what I'm going to use on this. This was 9/32. It makes a bigger heat ring. Am I going to say if it's stronger or not? I have no idea. But from the factory, they pinch welded these together with just a little bit of a resistance welder that was probably close to the same size as this 1/8 inch. So, or this 1/8 inch. So when I'm done with that and I clean that up, all you're going to see is this little tiny round circle, which is almost going to look like the factory weld, in my opinion. We'll see, but that's what I'm shooting for. So there's that. What else before we get started? So I need to weld. You can see here I had my panel put in here like this. So I'm going to be, these were where the factory spot welds were. So I made it to where when I do this, it'll go right over that factory spot weld. That way the next guy, if he goes to weld coming through it, it's not in between them to where he's like, what the hell, you know? He can actually go back where the weld is. Now it may not be the factory spot weld, but it will be the weld. And then of course I'm going to bead weld. I'm going to stitch all the way down through here, all the way across. Well, I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap, and I'm going to leave that bare metal in between, and then I'm going to actually prime all of this area here, and then this whole panel underneath, and then the other panel that I have also, I will prime that on one side. Then when I'm all done, I'll come back and prime the whole thing, and then it'll be ready for, then I'll start on that. This part here is what I'm talking about. And you can see that I put little 1/8 inch holes that I popped with my little Harbor Freight junker over there, and it seemed to work fine. And this is going to be fantastic, I hope. So I got to clean this up. I'm going to hit this with 180 on a DA on both sides, and then I'm going to put all this together and start welding it in. So after I prime it, so it'll take I don't know how much this, I think it's probably 20 minutes or whatever. So let's see, clean. Alrighty. North side is the top here. It goes like that, so I need to do the bottom. Go outside and do this. No sense in spraying this shit in here. Oh, how pretty is that? I'm fixing to paint my gloves, so actually I probably should do this different, but I'm not going to. Hey, you want to get spray painted? Get back. Make you sneeze. That's one coat. Oh, it's gonna run. Too bad. I'll let that kick for a minute, and I'll put one more coat on it, and that will be sandwiched in between the other piece. And I'm probably gonna seam seal this too. I had a smart ass get on there, and you know, I know that's surprising to you, say, well, because I was injecting epoxy in between the panels or whatever. He's like, oh, I thought that's what seam sealer was for. Well, no shit. But you can also use that, inject it for a little bit of extra protection. And then you can seam seal over it. And then if you want, you can wrap it in plastic and tuck it in your garage and vacuum seal it. Then your car will never rust. That's probably what you should do. Vacuum seal your car. When you get it brand new, bring it home, or after you restore it, park it in the garage somewhere and vacuum seal that sucker. That's my best advice. Let me move my hands this time. I always dump this upside down too and spray till it doesn't come out anymore. You guys probably knew that too. I don't know why I even talk. You guys know everything. So there's that. We'll let that sit about 10-15 minutes while we're doing the other piece, the piece it mates to. I gotta do another coat on this real quick. That'll work. Take this over here. Dump that upside down until the stuff comes out clean. See if I can find a hook that'll fit in one of these little holes. Oh, looky there. It's like that was meant to be. Oh my goodness. I better buy a lottery ticket. All right, what else? How about the piece that is actually going to fit into here, which will be this one here. So I've got to clean it and do the same thing. So I'm basically going to do all this over again, and so you don't want to watch that. Got to re-weld that little spot there. I still got to fill in these. So there. I ground that all down so I could go ahead and finish these up. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. Getting ready to weld the rest of these little up and then grind it all smooth. Shoot some primer over it. Done. Or at least done with this part. I can't run this camera on top of my head while I'm welding because I got to have that welding helmet. So I can set you up, but you guys have seen me weld before, so I'm just doing little tack welds, grinding them down, filling them in, grinding them down, filling them in, grinding them down. I go about 2 or 3 beads, 3 or 4 beads actually at a time. I'll probably fill this hole in, which is gigantic, because I want him to have this right here, over here, out of the way, because it was under here. I wish that wasn't, it'll shut off in a minute, but it was under here, and the plug-ins to it don't want to plug in around that. It's a pain in the butt, so I told him I'd move it over here somewhere, so I may end up doing that. So yeah, and I got some wire wheels coming in so I can get down deeper in there. Also, I'm going to buy some more phosphoric acid and retreat all that. All right, there's a pile of junk that I ended up with. This is all said and done. And there it is. So it's all ground down, and then etch primed. I still need to do underneath. Let me see if I got a light. Let's see what I'm showing you here. You can see I did all these to make it stronger. Had a, the whole thing there. Smooth that off. I'll try to treat that with something, some rust, something. Same with this side. Here. Am I looking at? I can't tell what you're looking at. Anyway, you get the picture. Went ahead and seamed it through here. Again, plug welds here. And I'll have to come back in. I'll just DA that and then reprime it, and then put the whatever this crap is, undercoating, back on there. Oh, I still got to do that piece there, but the bottom piece is done. And so yeah, of course this will all be covered with undercoating just like this. Matter of fact, he bought some, and that's it. Now that's sprayed over a piece of cardboard, so it didn't cover, but when it does cover, it looks like it'll be pretty close to the same stuff. So yeah, there you go. New metal. Seamed in, plug welded, the whole thing. So that's it.